Hi, this is BK for manfowars.com, where I'm promoting polite patriotism to help nice ladies and gents worldwide offline teach kids to look, talk, and feel great, and to help people worldwide offline locally discuss and share great info they find online as better people making better places to live, getting better politicians, better results, not just protesting with people you know, but connecting with your neighbors, people sometimes worried who want to, especially like now during the COVID-19 Plandemic, COVID-1984 novel coronavirus sort of situation. And um, and then, yeah, you give them a chance to think for themselves. Stupid, laugh, smart, enjoy, and then pass it on if you see fit. So check out manforce.com for more on that, and the video description below for more of what we can do today. And this video on that is called COVID-1984 Role Models. Owen, Shroyer, and Savanah Hernandez show young people how to live free. COVID-1984 role models. Owen Shroyer and Savanah Hernandez show young people how to live free. And I was working out today, this morning, and finished watching some stuff on the internet, and then I flipped on to Friday, April 17th. War Room show, which is typically hosted by Owen Shroyer, and Savanah Hernandez often guests. And it was great, and it really inspired me to sort of do this vlog as sort of a practical tool out there when it comes to how do we help reach people, how do we help open their minds, how do we help not just accept the official kind of, oh my God, greatest health crisis in history, top doctors in the world, World Health Organization directing global efforts worldwide. What can we do? Well, you can wash your hands, you can stay away from people, and as often as you can, stay home. It's like, what? This is the most infectious, deadly disease in the history of the planet. We have to shut down the whole world for it, lock half a billion or half the world, 3, 4 billion people up in quarantine, and that's all you got? Not even vitamin A, B, C, D, zinc, quinine, tonic water, any other tips out there? Nope. Wash your hands, stay away from people, stay home. So, they're full of shit and they're wasting our time, and we got to push back against that. There's many more anomalies I've gone into in other videos, and of course you can see below some great COVID-19 news sources, so you can decide for yourself, right? I'm not trying to insult anybody who wants to do the best thing for their health, but what I am saying is, in my personal opinion, a lot of this is bullshit. This super deadly infectious disease sure as hell doesn't act like it in some areas where there's lots of human beings, and appears to act like it in other areas where there are lots of human beings, but there's lots of fudging going on when it comes to that. So how do we open people's minds to this, especially young people, right? I'm going to get into a couple of points here. Number one, why do we have to reach and teach young people? Why do we as adults have to reach and teach young people? Well, it's really simple, right? So you can say generally, well, it's our responsibility to pass on our history and our heritage and our culture and our values and our way of life to young people so they can have it even better than we do, right? So generally speaking, it's a good idea. But the other idea is, even if you're a selfish, bastard who goes, screw them, I hate kids, I hate young people, I whatever, everyone sucks, people suck, men suck, women suck, kids suck, whatever. You got to be more practical than that, because communists typically use young people to kill their parents. That's what they do, right? And this is sort of a global communism where super rich, evil people, globalists from a variety of backgrounds, but elitists at the top, they are running international organizations like the UN, World Health Organization, and others, and they want to have a global communist system modeled on what enslaved the Chinese people. The communist Chinese model worked on 1 billion there, roll it out to the other 6 billion. That appears to be what we're going through right now, and they've got a bunch of governments in quote-unquote lockstep. And they've actually had white papers and plans out saying lockstep. And they had Event 201 in October, where Bill Gates and a bunch of others said, what if we had this global pandemic? Just planning for it. And then in November, they rolled it out in China, and it's now rolling out around the world, right? So if you can see, like for example, here in communist Canada and other places that are going communist, it's all very much like communist Chinese style policies that are being rolled out to the entire world. They lock down, we lock down, and so on. And there's a lot of money and power and influence behind corrupting sort of politicians and academia and media into going along with this. And during a crisis, we're all trying to fend for ourselves, a lot of bitching and snitching. And so people will be like, well, I can either go along with this and keep my job, go along with this, take some research grant money to put out some bullshit to scare people, or I might lose my job, and then that would suck worse, right? So there's going to be there's a lot of that going on. So communists typically, use their kids to kill their parents, right? So we'll have millions of "How dare you!" Greta Thunbergs out there that are going to be cussing us all out for living nice lives, for having nice houses, nice cars, eating nice food, and this sort of thing. And they'll say because of that, it caused this thing or that thing, or global cooling, or global warming, or climate change, or in 20 years the weather's going to be bad, or in 10 years, or 8 years, or 5 years left, we're all going to die, and it's your fault, right? So if we don't reach the young people, and if we aren't polite, patriotic adults who show and get respect and teach kids to, and are respected by them, then the communist overlords will use these, armies of commie zombies, including young people, to attack and kill us, right? And then they'll agree to live in mud huts and ride bicycles, or that was the old model. Now live in tiny little compact, boxes, and then take automated Plandemic cars. There's even a Plandemic video put out by the British government talking about life in 2040, where you get your robot car. It shows up at your house. It's like a robot Uber. It only takes you to where it's supposed to go, and then it only drops you home, so you can do the basics that you need to. And they'll be like, we need to do this to save the earth, or stop people from being infected with a virus, or whatever, right? And so we've got to reach them. Otherwise, they will kill us, because they are being brainwashed to do that. And again, if we don't respect each other, teach kids to, and make it normal to, we can't communicate well, we can't mind our business, look, talk, and feel great with each other. And so it's easier for them to be programmed and for them not to listen to us and kill us, right? So that's the big issue. And so we got to reach out to the kids when it comes to that. And one more point on this sort of commie kids thing is that CBC News in Canada, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, or Communist Canada Broadcasting Corporation, funded to the tune of $1.5 billion a year by the Canadian government, they recently released a video with a blonde female reporter. This was reported by the Alex Jones Show and Infowars.com. And Alex Jones, who's been yelling at the man for 25 years, successfully building up his own Infowars empire in Austin, Texas, doing it, freaked out about it, like everyone should. But basically, this blonde CBC reporter woman was like, well, let's just say, and this is a video to kids, directly to kids, right? And it's been a bunch of shit to kids. This is just the latest of, oh my God, what the hell's going on, right? If you can wake up and help resist it. But in a video specifically from the CBC, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, talking to kids. Meant so parents are supposed to sit there and say, oh, hey, kids, the CBC's got a message for you, right? This blonde CBC reporter woman said, well, we're all going through this COVID-19 coronavirus crisis, and we're all in this together, and we're all a little bit worried about it, right? But let's just say somebody has something different to say, like, say, Dad. Let's just say Dad has something different to say when it comes to this, besides wash your hands, stay away from people, and stay home. Let's say they have a different idea about what's going on. What are you supposed to do? And this woman reporter literally said, you're supposed to shut them down, right? Literally in the meaning, maybe not the exact words, but the meaning is the exact same. She says, literally, you're supposed to shut them down. You're supposed to say, Dad, I know we're all worried, but we're all in this together. You're not an expert. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and what you're saying is simply not true. Let's leave it up to the experts. They have our best interests at heart, and they know what to do, right? So CBC is literally teaching kids to say, attack parents, say Dad, for example, was her example, right? Because typically, women know what the right thing is to do, and they know it better than I do. My girlfriends have always said, you should call your friend his birthday. I don't remember I had a friend. I didn't remember it was his birthday. But she was right? But they don't often question what the right thing to do is. That's more of a male thing to do, where we go, we need to do this. You can't wear white after Labor Day. Girlfriends would be like, we have to go shopping. There's no food in the fridge. It's like, honey, calm down. Let's stay in bed. Let's make love, all day. And then around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, let's go for an all-day breakfast when we're starving. She goes, but we're no food in fridge. I'm like, honey, is anybody holding a gun to our heads? No. Good. So let's just stay in bed. Let's make love all day. And then when we're starving around 2, 3 o'clock, we'll go out, we'll get an all-day breakfast, and we'll do shopping later. It doesn't matter if there's no food in our fridge. No one's telling us if that's the right or wrong thing to do. And you sure as hell aren't telling me when we have more fun things to do than wake up too early and go shopping, right? And so, she's like, meh, yeah, all right, fair enough, right? So it's so they don't question what the right thing to do is as much as men do. They want to do the right thing. They're less, testosterone-y, oomphy, ballsy, more eggsy, more want to get along as opposed to what's going on, right? So generally speaking, there's a couple of Joan of Arcs out there, but, we're talking about generally what works for most people, which is generally a good idea to make sure we know, right? And hey, people can do what they want, or they can forget how to and never be able to again as part of this process. So CBC said that, and that's an example of how they are turning our communist kids against us, and that's why we've got to reach them. Now, um, the second point on that is Mr. Owen Shroyer, Sir Owen Shroyer, and Miss or Lady Savanah Hernandez, right? Now, they can be both found often on the War Room show hosted by Owen Shroyer. You can see it at band.video. You can see it at infowars.com. You can see it at the Ron Gibson BitChute channel, where he posts updated um, InfoWars shows commercial free. He posts them hour by hour, first hour, 40 minutes out of the hour. You can watch it. So if you're into seeing it kind of as soon as possible, he's got your back. And then at the end, he posts the whole show, again, commercial free. So I recommend my preferred source, which is the Ron Gibson BitChute channel, where he's got, if you're over 55, the Sir David Knight show, right? So if your dad wants to see something, David Knight. If you're 30 to 55, you got Alex Jones, right? I mean, he's the guy who's like, I got a wife and I got 3 kids. And I'm worried about my future and my kids, you know. David Knight, older people, their kids are old enough to piss them off, maybe not as big a concern or take care of themselves. But, you know, if you're in that demographic, boom. And then if you're under 30, say 15 to 30, you've got Owen Shroyer on the War Room. And then you've got constitutional lawyer Sir Robert Barnes with his new show, American Countdown, as well. So those are the 4 different shows they typically have at the Ron Gibson BitChute channel as part of the InfoWars family, who've been mostly right about this stuff, 80, 90%, 95% right for the last 25 years. And so they're a good source to sort of analyze what's going on, help us figure out what to do about it, and predict what's going to go on in the future if we beat them or if they beat us. And this is why we need to do something. So, you know, excellent source, the Ron Gibson BitChute channel. Now, so just go to bitchute.com, type in Ron Gibson, and you'll be able to find it, and you can go from there, or whatever you prefer, right? And see the description below, for example, for a link to that. Now, when it comes to Owen Shroyer and Savanah Hernandez, they're kind of like the Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez of Patriots, right? Like Justin Bieber, young, good-looking dude. You know, all the dudes they like him, would like to be him. Some guy that you know, guys respect, girls love to some degree, right? For young people, I'm talking about, right? And Selena Gomez, you know, she's a star, she's attractive, this and that, blah blah blah. Now, Owen and Savanah might, you know, freak out, you know, at me calling them, you know, like Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez, but that's okay. I love teasing young people, right? I love teasing young people, and I love, you know, teasing them and teaching them how to, you know, give and take a joke. So no big deal. I'm happy to say it to them, whatever, right? But when it comes to appealing to young people, they are very much like a Justin Bieber and a Selena Gomez, right? Owen Shroyer is a young, ballsy, good-looking dude. He's fit in that young, fit, good-looking guy kind of way. You couldn't ask. He's not giant swole, but he's not skinny. He's not fat. He's really fit. Like he looks like you want to look, like male model, solid look, right? And Savanah Hernandez is lovely. She's attractive. There's no denying that she's a lovely, attractive, and eggsy woman. They're smart. They're charismatic, and they mix it up. They mix it up with each other. They mix it up when it comes to understanding things. They mix it up when going out in public and being young people who've got the balls and the eggs to kind of ask questions, to lead demonstrations, to deal with friendly and hostile people in public on video. So they're excellent role models for young people, right? And they're like good-looking, confident celebrity patriots who young people can appreciate. So definitely recommend them for people out there. So if you're adults out there, if you're parents out there, if you're a 40, 50-year-old dad out there, and you're like, I can't get used through to my 15-year-old son who's kind of silly bitchy or sullen bitchy, or my daughter who's shrill bitchy, or that fashionable shit that a lot of adults do as well, right? Here's a great thing. You say, look, don't listen to me. I'm old. You want to listen to some young people? Check out Owen Shroyer and Savanah Hernandez on the War Room. And Friday, April 17th show is a great example of that, where they've got that young energy, the young energy to freak out and to feel like taking on the world and think they can actually do it, right? They've got that young energy to be funny or silly. And Savanah Hernandez gets all worked up because she's starting to get attacked by some bad media sources. And then she's putting on some lavender hand sanitizer going, oh, this is really calming me down. I was losing it, but it's so they've got that young, fun energy that even older people can appreciate, but certainly younger people can appreciate and relate to. And anyway, there you have it. So hope that helps. And for everybody, I think you can appreciate it. But for young people especially, it's a good way to reach them, open their minds, help them think for themselves, and help them respect you if you've got similar views as well as an adult. And there you have it. So BK from manforwars.com. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share, get in touch with questions, answers to work together, or financial support. See more details below. Otherwise, hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.